Hello, lovers. It's me, Tranna Wintour. Welcome back to another episode of Queer Comics. I have got no wig on, and I don't give a shit. So fed up of the burden of glamour, and always looking so feminine and put together. And today I was just like, fuck it, It's fucking hot outside, and it's the natural hair. Can't all be flawless all the time. So today we are talking about a topic that makes me very uncomfortable and very uneasy and scared. We are talking about death. I know. Well, we've talked about almost everything there is to possibly talk about, so it was only a matter of time for us to, reach this topic. But again, it's a topic that makes me very uncomfortable. I don't like to talk about death. Very quickly, not my theory, but what I tend to believe is that this is all just a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream. And, when you're dreaming, you can't experience your own death in your dream. You wake up before that moment happens. And I'm sure that that's what life ends up being, that moment. You get super close to death and you think, this is it, I'm done, I'm gone. You wake up and it's a whole new reality. And who the fuck knows? We will never know the answer to that question, so why bother? Let's talk about someone who's been dealing with death quite a bit. Someone who has made death and grief their brand in an age when consistent branding is so important. Some of you may know who I'm about to address. I'm doing a show about her for Just for Laughs, which I'm so excited about, with my wonderful, amazing producer, friend, fellow comedian, Thomas LeBlanc. We are talking Celine Dion. J'apprends à vivre avec l'absence de René. I'm learning to live with René's absence. Celine has been on every talk show imaginable, in Canada, in the US, in France. I mean, you'd think she was the first one to ever lose someone close to her. I know that sounds insensitive, but I've watched all the interviews. They are outrageous. Celine strikes me as a person who, and her eyes are staring at me right now. I'm just going to turn over this paper. She strikes me as a person who, she's not an independent person. She's not a person who really seems to think for themselves or have a real sense of direction. I mean, it's a fact. René has guided her entire life since she was 9 years old. And so, of course, this moment where she finds herself without him must be absolutely terrifying because she's never had to think for herself for a moment. And, I mean, she's almost 50. Is it possible to become an independent, self-reliant, sufficient person at 50? I mean, who knows? It's never too late, I suppose. But it's just crazy to me the way that Celine overshares all of this information, the way that she's on these interviews and, talking about how René wanted her to go on, and of course he did. I mean, this is an empire that he built. She's the talent, but he was the brains behind the whole operation. Of course he wants her to go on. And as she talks in these interviews, of course she, name drops her new single, The Show Must Go On, the Queen cover. So she's in the middle of these, heartfelt moments in interviews and talking about these very deeply personal things. And it's like, cue my new single, The Show Must Go On. It's like, it's just a very weird situation. I don't really know what to make of it. I think that Celine is a very genuine, from the heart person, and I don't think on her part that there is any sort of, calculation. But I mean, the people behind her at the moment, the people who have taken the torch from Renee and are now managing her and all that crap, I mean, it's very interesting to me that the way that they've branded her grief. So bizarre. So bizarre. And Celine is just very naive and childlike in all of this, and it's sad and it's weird. And you know what? We'll talk about it this summer at Just for Laughs. Saint Celine, July 21st, 22nd, 23rd at the Rigger Room. I can't believe this is happening. It's so surreal to go onto the Just for Laughs website and see our show in the programming. It is so crazy, you guys. So I hope to see you. We can talk more about Celine and death when we are face to face. I will leave you with that. Love you. Hope that you live a long time. And actually, speaking of death, I mean, I still have to work a shitty part-time day job to support myself as I pursue my career in the performing arts. But I work in a call center, and today I had this customer, this old person, having difficulties with whatever, and, there's nothing fun about aging, and that's basically what the customer said. The customer was like, oh, there's nothing funny about getting older. I don't wish it upon you. And I'm like, oh my god, are you wishing me to die early? Ah! Let's just leave it there. Bye.